Now, the full funding requirement for the project as a whole was just over $1 billion US. Now, of the 1 billion total, approximately 396 million was invested in the gas extraction and central processing facility. The remaining amount of about 605 million US was directed towards the pipeline, ROMPCO. Of the total required to develop and commission the gas field and the processing plant, around 56% was debt and 44% was equity. Now, the capital structure for the ROMPCO pipeline was also relatively conservative and made up of around 53% debt and 47% equity. But the funding arrangements and the capital structure of the Sasol natural gas project changed dramatically as the project was constructed, commissioned, and effectively de-risked. Debt funding for the project was primarily sourced from South Africa, and this was done by way of a competitive bidding process. We couldn't raise debt from Mozambique on account of the shallow capital markets in Mozambique. So Standard Bank of South Africa was the primary debt provider, and it actually had the option to syndicate the long-term debt facility, but it decided not to. There were other debt providers, and they included the Development Bank of Southern Africa, the African Development Bank, the European Investment Bank, DEG, Proparco, and DMO. Now, political risk was a key concern for Sasol on this project. And as a result, the lead debt arranger, Standard Bank, was able to mitigate this through an innovative political risk structure that involved MIGA, IBRD, ECIC, SACE, and EFIC. The involvement of the Development Bank of Southern Africa and various development finance institutions and ECAs meant that in the event of a political default, the Mozambican government would be faced by a powerful group of interested parties. Sasol could have easily funded the project on their own balance sheet, but they were concerned about the political risk and the fact that the project would represent a substantial part of its asset base. So in order to facilitate the timing of the transaction and to reduce the funding costs, Sasol provided a guarantee for all payments required, and a carve-out for political risks was included.